Ancient Egypt, how sand, kings, and cows started a civilization. Before pyramids, before mummies, before people were like, whoa, Egypt is wild. There was just sand, so much sand. But then, bam, people decided, let's make this place fancy. And thus, ancient Egypt was born. Here's the deal, without the Nile River, Egypt would just be the world's oldest beach resort with no snacks. But every year, like clockwork, the Nile flooded its banks, dropped off a bunch of super rich mud, and made farming easy. It was like nature's own food delivery service. So people said, cool, let's live here forever, and built villages, lots of them. With cows, ancient Egyptians loved their cows. They even named a goddess after one. You know you've made it when people turn you into divine beef. Now imagine like 40 little kingdoms up and down the Nile, all arguing over who makes the rules. Sounds like a middle school group project, but then a guy named Narmer, also called Means because ancient historians can't agree on anything, was like, I've had enough. He marched from Upper Egypt, which is actually in the south because maps are weird, and united Lower Egypt in the north. Boom. First pharaoh, first dynasty. He wore a cool double crown that said, yeah, I run both sides. Early Egyptians weren't just farmers, they were obsessed with gods. Jackal gods, falcon gods, cow gods, even dung beetle gods. Yes, the scarab beetle, because it rolled poop, and they were like, this must be sacred. They built temples, carved things into stone, and had official jobs like royal toe washer or keeper of the pharaoh's pet crocodile. Okay, maybe we made those titles up, but probably not. At some point someone said, hey, instead of yelling at each other, let's invent writing. So they did, hieroglyphics. It was like texting with pictures, but it took forever and had way too many birds. Scribes trained for years just to write a grocery list. Dear Pharaoh, we need more grain, sandals, and eye makeup. Sincerely, the high priest. With farming, gods, writing, and a king with a fashion-forward hat, Egypt had officially leveled up. This was the start of the Old Kingdom, also known as the Age of Let's Build Stuff Until It's Huge. But more on that in the next episode. So next time someone says, Ancient Egypt, remember, it all started with cows, floods, and one guy who said, let's run the place. Hit that like button if you rule with a double crown, and don't forget to subscribe before the crocodile gods get mad.